Okay, so we have this slight problem of three full meltdowns in Fukushima, Japan, and we have a cooling pool above a nuclear reactor in reactor number 4 building. And if the building collapses, you'll have more radiation in the Northern Hemisphere than all the bombs that have ever gone off in the air in history. Basically, everyone will lose about 10 years of their lifespan in the Northern Hemisphere. So we're going to do a little meditation on Abe Shinzo, the Prime Minister of Japan. How would you normally do that to kind of get him to fix this problem, make it a priority?
Yeah. I just imagine myself as him. Like, basically, it's like, oh, I slip out of this glove and then I go into his.
Okay, I'm imagining I'm him, like you.
Okay, so you imagine you're him and you're like seeing through his eyes, seeing his perspective. You're wearing his clothes, you're feeling what it's like to think his thoughts. You feel like what it's like to move his body, what his body language is like. This is all just an intuitive thing.
Domo.
Huh?
Domo arigato.
Yeah. Domo. And of course, I don't speak Japanese, so I'm going to think my thoughts in English. But it's a universal language that we're really thinking it in. You have to feel as he would feel when you think these thoughts. You fabricate his feeling of like determination and willpower.
I got his brain
and
right.
sense of like urgency to do this. And then you think the thought that you want attained. You think... what I usually say is, I must shut down the reactors and provide a safe, clean energy for the people of Japan. And then in turn, that's the main thought that I think. And then underneath, I visualize him being celebrated for doing this and gaining what he wants, which is more power and celebration. For doing this.
So you're looking at the whole industry, the nuclear industry in Japan. All fission reactors are closed down. He's found other energy sources.
Yeah.
And the
I usually think geothermal.
The meltdowns are cleaned up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meltdowns, everything, and I envision once I do that auto suggestion for a round of about 50 times, then I imagine how he's going to shut it down. So he creates jobs, the people who are working at the nuclear reactor fission plants and at the cooling point and everything. I imagine them shutting that all down safely, opening somewhere up in the digging a very deep pit where they can safely store all the cooling rods and everything. Everything being safely disassembled and slowly. And the jobs, nobody loses their jobs, everybody's happy. And they just basically, it's like a switch over into, I usually envision geothermal energy or tidal, because Japan could easily do tidal.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's open to whatever clean sort of energy they can use.
So is this all in his mind, or is this like a dream state for
This
him?
is, okay, so the auto-suggestion is in his mind. It's kind of like two parts. So the auto-suggestion is in his mind. While I'm doing that auto-suggestion, I'm also imagining his thoughts, what he'd be seeing in his mind for doing this, the rewards he wants. So I'm seeing him looking out over the masses, and they're all celebrating him and cheering for him, and being reelected, because I figure that's always, and getting lots more money, because that's pretty much every politician and person's goal.
So he's doing something really good for Japan that makes
and
it more
Japan
safe.
is celebrating him for it.
And he's being rewarded for that accomplishment.
Yes, exactly. Because there has to be something in it for him in order for him to realistically do it. I think, at least. And it's a positive way. He makes a more loving choice, so he in turn gains more power. That's kind of a way of, if you can get these people who are in power thinking that and believing that, feeling that, then they're going to start doing it.
So in effect, you're actually transmitting through him to the people to support him in his cleanup efforts.
I guess so. It's just what's in his mind, whether or not it actually happens.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's in his mind, those people are powerful enough that generally that's what's going to happen, right? This is all trial and error, I guess. So that's as far as I've thought it through.
Yeah. Well, as I'm doing this with you talking me through it, it's like I feel this immense willpower within him to
Yes.
accomplish this.
It's his
And-
willpower that
and
he has that has gotten him to his position.
Yeah,
Sorry to
but
interrupt.
it's an incredible persuasive charisma and authority that's coming through him, because he usually doesn't do anything this dynamic and creative.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Other than becoming elected, and this is just way, it's within him, but it's him at his best,
Yeah, totally. That's exactly how I'm imagining it.
There's that real shogun power there. Wow.
Yeah, totally.
This
Because,
guy-
like, I mean,
This is
it's
so
these-
traditional Japan,
yeah, totally. It's like here, it's like,
Yeah,
whoa.
this is just give me my katana now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's pretty cool, hey?
Okay, great. I
Yeah.
like that. That's really
So it's sort of a two-part, like, you do, like, what you want, like, the overall goal.
mhm.
You meditate on that for a few minutes. You do I find that auto-suggestion really works well
Mhm.
when you're in other people's bodies.
Mhm.
Because then it starts off as you sort of just
Mhm.
thinking it. Sometimes I hear a different voice
Mhm.
inside my head,
Mhm.
or his head, which would be like his internal voice.
Mhm.
And then I feel those feelings, how he would feel them,
Mhm.
of like that willpower and that like longing and urge to do something,
Mhm.
that sense of urgency to get it done, and the reward he's going to get after it. And then I sit in that for a few minutes, and then I shift over to thinking about, okay, well, I want to do this, so how am I going to do it?
Mhm.
So then I visualize him creating these jobs and doing
Mhm.
the smaller
Mhm.
details
Mhm. Mhm.
of it. Of course, I can't think through everything, but
Yeah, yeah.
what I know, I know.
Yeah. Well, it's like I feel like I'm channeling all the shoguns of Japan if I'm him, and visualizing it just kind of brings out that national tradition, like a lineage of the shoguns of Japan is coming through him, and they're saying, yeah, let's do this,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Pretty much.
Okay, thank you.